Hey, what's up guys? So we are going to be going over OTK involving Colossal Fighter and Max C. Now you can do this without Forbidden Chalice, but this was actually a Yu-Gi-Oh meme that was posted over on the Yu-Gi-Oh memes Facebook group, and it says when Max C is activated, keep going and make Colossal Fighter, Chalice, or Draco Sack, or any big monster. You don't actually have to Chalice their big monster, as long as the monster is over the amount of attack that Colossal Fighter has. And basically you deck your opponent out. Now we are going to be going over the combo because I was reading the comments and a lot of people didn't understand how this works. You don't need two Colossal Fighter. You did need two Colossal Fighter to pull off the Colossal Fighter armor OTK. You only need one Colossal Fighter. So let's briefly go over the cards that are required to go for this OTK, and as well as how to do the OTK. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I know some players, they're kind of confused on exactly what's going on. There's so many comments about people saying this doesn't work, and it does work. So let me explain how the combo works. So your opponent just has to have a monster that is stronger than Colossal Fighter, and they have to have activated Max C. So let's go over Forbidden Chalice real quick. So you target one face-up monster on the field. It negates the effect, but it gains 400 attack. So it doesn't necessarily need to, you're not really negating their effect, but it's just a card that you could technically tech in Elemental Dragons, especially in the mirror match. If they activate Maxi, you can just deck them out really, really fast. And, it's just to boost their monsters up. That extra 400 attack makes a difference because, Big Eye and Draco Sack are the most common cards that they will go for, and those are both 2600, which Colossal Fighter can run over. Now, let's go over Colossal Fighter now, which is the other card pretty much that's required for the OTK. So it gains 100 attack for every warrior type monster in any graveyard. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, special summon a one warrior type monster from either player's graveyard. Now you can target the same Colossal Fighter, so that means if I crash Colossal Fighter, I can then special summon the same Colossal Fighter that just got destroyed by battle. And next up, your opponent will have to have activated Max C. Generally, they'll activate as soon as you activate the effect of the Elemental Dragon to special summon itself. They will also have to have a monster on board, let's say Big Eye or Draco Sack. We're going to be using Draco Sack for example. And what's awesome with this combo is you can do it through a breakthrough skill or an effect failure. These cards will not stop you from pulling off your combo. So I went ahead and went into Photoshop, then explained everything for you. So let's take this scenario for example. So your opponent, let's say, goes for a first turn Draco Sack. They get 2 tokens, they end their turn. You then go for your Blaster effect to special summon itself. Let's say you banish 2 titles over here. So you banish 2 titles, and since you're activating the effect of Blaster, they will want to chain Max C. They'll be like, okay, he's going to go in for a play. I'm going to Max C immediately. So they will Max C. And at that point, Blaster will then get special summon. You can decide if you want to add the cards with titles or not. That doesn't really matter because you're going to go for an OTK. So they'll get to draw 1 card off of Blaster. You'll also need to be able to get a Colossal Fighter. We'll just say, for example, Effect Veiler is a very meta card. So you would just normal summon Effect Veiler, and then you would synchro up for Colossal Fighter. At that point, they've drawn 2 cards. So the reason why I put 32 cards in their deck is because, let's say, for example, they go first. And this is like, we're going to be talking about pretty much the worst case scenario. I'd say on average, it's about 40 cards for every deck. So we're going to say 40 cards is the amount of cards that they're playing. So let's say the player playing the Draco Sack went first. So he draws 6 cards, and then he passes it to you. And he'll have 6 cards regardless if it's in his hands. He's drawn 6 cards out of his deck. And that's saying he didn't activate any Gold Sarcophaguses, any Super Rejuvenations, any card destructions, nothing. He literally just drew 6 cards, and then he made a Draco Sack. I know there's still 6 cards in his hand, but that's not the point. The point is, he's went through a minimum of 6 cards in his first turn. Like, he's drawn 6 cards out of his deck. Now, as soon as we special summon Blaster, he has to draw 1 more card. So at that point, he went through 7 cards. And then once we normal summon the Effect Veiler, and we synchro up for a Colossal Fighter, that's another card. So at that point, he's gone through 8 cards in his deck. That means he's going to have 32 cards left in his deck. And now what you're going to do is you are going to summon your Colossal Fighter, and you are going to activate Forbidden Chalice, targeting their Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack, which will increase its attack to 3,000. Now, Colossal Fighter is at 2,800, so what you want to do right now is you want to get your Colossal Fighter and attack into Draco Sack over and over. You will lose 200 life points each time, but your opponent draws 1 card. So at 32 cards left, which is, like I said, the worst card scenario, or worst case scenario, you'll need 6,400 life points, or you'll need 6,400 Actually, you'll need anything over 6,400 life points in order to pull off this combo. But like I said, guys, we're going over the worst case scenario. That means they didn't activate any gold sarcophagus, any super rejuvenations, or anything to cycle out cards through their deck. Keep in mind, when they search for like their other elemental dragons, probably making Dracosac, probably at least search them at least one card. But like I said, guys, we're going for the worst case scenario, and that means you just need to have 6,400 plus life. So basically 6,500 or 6,450 if maybe something with 50 attacked you. So that is the full explanation of the Forbidden, well, you don't really need Forbidden Chalice, it's more just like the Colossal Fighter OTK, and it actually is pretty simple to do. I mean, there's Dragunity or Corseska, people play the Flamvel Guard, effective. It's pretty easy to make Colossal Fighter in Mirror Match, so just increase the attack of Mecha Phantom Beast Dracosac. I would say Chalice is probably your best option, because not only is a small boost, because you don't want to equip like an Axe of Despair, you'll end up taking too much damage, but a card like Forbidden Chalice is pretty good because it's, a pretty good card, just negate an effect. It's kind of like an effect better than, boost their attack up. Sometimes, it has some versatility options. So if you want to pull this off in Elemental Dragon Mirror Match, by all means, go ahead. And yeah, if you guys haven't checked out the Yu-Gi-Oh! Memes Facebook, there's a lot of really funny ones. Like, this was pretty funny, and there's a lot of different OTKs with Colossal Fighter. There used to be one with Armory Arm, but they changed it where they said you now have to have 2 Colossal Fighters in order to pull it off, even though people have topped using the Armory Arm Colossal Fighter with just 1 Colossal Fighter. But the Armory Arm requires you to have 2 Colossal Fighters because it has to stay in the graveyard for the Armory effect to resolve correctly. But yeah, like I said, basically all you need is them to activate Max C, and you be able to Colossal Fighter and crash over and over. As long as you have the life points to do it, your field will basically look like this. This is pretty much a full explanation without me actually playing, so I hope this helps you guys. They're having some confusion on how it actually worked. It's actually a pretty simple thing to do, and it actually is kind of relevant in the meta, and I would love to see someone pull it off, in a featured match. It's just funny, and like I said, it's actually pretty relevant in the metagame today. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. e.dragons signing out.